Good morning, girls. Happy to meet you all once again through this session. Hope you all are fine. Okay, before we could go into the class, I just want to appreciate you all that most of you have done your test well. Okay, and there was a problem in sending your pages, I think. Okay, so those who are sending it as a PDF, there was no problem. They sent it correctly and all their pages were together. But those who have taken photocopy and sending, no, so those pages were not sent together. So your pages were mixing with others pages. Then it was difficult for me to collect all your pages and value them. Okay, so nowadays even the small children are attending the online class and they are doing it well. Okay, so since it is the first time, we find it little difficult and we make little mistakes. Okay, it's okay, no problem, we will learn through mistakes only. Okay, from next class onwards you should be more attentive. So they have given you the time between 6 to 7 you have to write the test, and after 7, before 7 to 7:15 you have to send your answer sheets. Okay, and we kept the time up to 7:30 and 7:45. After that also many of you have not sent, again we have given the permission to send your pages. Okay, so you have to write your test fast and send your pages within that time. Okay girls, clear girls? Okay. So in the last class, what did we see? Do you remember the important concepts of object-oriented programming? Okay, what are the important concepts of object-oriented programming? Do you know? Do you remember? Class, objects, encapsulations, inheritance, abstractions, message passing, dynamic binding. Okay, so all these are the important concepts. And now we are going to see the benefits of OOPS. So this we have already seen in the last class itself. Just we want to revise from that. So what are the benefits of object oriented programming? Okay, so we have listed out some of the benefits. User can create a new data type or user defined data type making class. So I told you in the class definition we have given. So class is a blueprint. Okay, it is a user defined data type. So according to the type of data the user want to declare, okay, we can create our own class. So a class will have a variable and the function that uses the variable. Okay, so that the user can decide which are the variable he needs and which are the function going to use that variable. Okay, so class is a user defined data type. So using that class we can create many variables. Second one, code can be reused using inheritance. So each benefits of the object oriented programming is based on the important concept that we have studied. So through inheritance we are reusing the code. Okay, and the third point is data can be hidden from outside world by using encapsulations. So data security. So only the outer portion is revealed to the world. Whatever is the interior portion of the program is not revealed to the world. Interior portion of any problem is not revealed to the world. That means we are keeping the data secure. Okay, so that is through encapsulation. And operators or functions can be overloaded by using polymorphism. So polymorphism means taking many form. A single symbol, plus symbol, is used to add two numbers, and the same plus symbol is used to concatenate two string variables. Same thing, a same function name with different arguments can be used for different purpose. Okay. And another benefits is object-oriented system can be easily upgraded from small system to large system. So since everything is constructed using an object, so now initially we may have object means class. Okay, initially we may have two classes. So we can add some more classes when we want to extend your program. So it is easy to upgrade your program. And the next point is it is easy to partition work from same project. Okay, so the project can be divided into smaller portions and the work can be shared by many people. The next point, message passing techniques make communication easier. Okay, since the value or the data or any message from one class is passed to the another class. Okay, so since there is some communications, then we can work together. So when we talk to, when both of us are working, when two persons are working, if they speak to each other about what they are doing, then the work will be carried out easily. Same thing, since the communication is passed between the objects, okay, so the module will work well. Next point, software complexity can be easily managed. Okay, so the software complexity, what are the complexity that may be in a software? So creating a code, testing a code, okay, and constructing different blocks of code, all these are difficult in a software. So all these difficulties can be overcome through this concept. Then maintenance cost is less. Okay, so maintenance class, so when we are writing a lengthy program without using object, so if there is any error, we should go through all the lines of the program, or we come to rewrite it from the beginning. Whereas in object oriented programming, we can check each object separately, and if there is any error, only that particular object will be changed. Simple to implement. So it is easy and simple to implement, and these are the major benefits of the object oriented programming. Okay, is it clear for all of you? Okay. So next topic is area of applications of object oriented programming, applications of OOPs. So there are many applications that OOPs can be implemented. First one is real-time system, simulation and modeling, object-oriented database, hypertext, hypermedia and expert text, AI and expert system, neural network and parallel programming, decision support system, office automation system, CAM, CAD systems. Okay, these are the different areas of applications. Okay, and some of the areas we are going to see it in detail. So real-time applications. Okay, real-time means, what is real-time applications? In day-to-day life, what are the areas that we are implementing object-oriented programming? Okay, first one is expert system, AI and expert system. What is AI? Artificial intelligence. Okay, AI and expert system. So what is an artificial intelligence? Okay, we are making the machine to think like a human. Okay, we are making the machine to do all the works as the human are doing. Okay, that only elaborately studied in artificial intelligence. Okay, and artificial intelligence and expert system means the machines. In artificial intelligence, machines are given intelligence, means machines are given intelligence through some programs to work like human. Okay, like our washing machine. In washing machine there will be a circuit, so that will be programmed. So before washing machine, what we will do? We have to soak the cloth, then put soap, then after that rinse the clothes, then you have to dry it. Okay, so all these functions are done by a washing machine. When you put your clothes inside the washing machine and put the soap, okay, first it fills it with the water, then wash it, rinse it and dry it. So whatever we have done as manual, that is done by the machine through some program, and this is called artificial intelligence. And expert system means we are giving some advanced intelligence, more than a human. Okay, so more than human intelligence, we are giving advanced intelligence to a machine or a computer. Okay, so there are computer applications that are developed to solve sophisticated problems about specific domain. Specific domain means specific area, which is at a level far beyond the reach of human brain. It has the following characteristics such as, so in some areas human brain cannot work. Okay, it will be very difficult for a human brain. Maybe it may be a scientific calculations, very minute calculations. Human brain may take long time to solve it, or it may make some mistakes. So those calculations can be done by the computer or a machine. Okay, and it has some characteristics. It is reliable, highly responsive, high performance, understandable. So reliable means machine will not make mistake. Okay, whatever program is fed into it, it will work according to the program. It will not make a mistake. Whereas human beings, we will be instructed to do something. So do this, don't do this, we will be instructed. But whether we will follow all that we are given as an instruction, no. So we will think on our own. Okay, so whether we can do or not to do. So we will decide every time. Okay, ma'am only told no, this we will do, this we will leave off. Okay, your daddy or your mummy may tell you not to do certain things. Okay, don't watch your mobile after 10 o'clock. Will you listen? No. So you will not listen, because you have the capacity to make decisions, whereas machine don't have the capacity to make decision. Okay. So it will just obey the code whatever is given to you. So it will not make any mistake. It is reliable and highly responsive. So whenever you are giving a data, it produces the output for your data. So high performance means it will do all your calculations accurately. Okay, and do it very fast. Okay, and understandable. So when you look at the code, you will understand it also. So these are different characteristics of the AI expert system. And the next one is office automation system. Okay, it includes formal and informal electronic systems primarily concerned with the information sharing and communication to and from people inside and outside the organization. Okay, so here the communication of informations, in communication of informations, OOPS concept is implemented. Okay, so the communication may be a formal communication or informal communications, or it may be concerned with the sharing of informations from to and fro from people from inside or outside. So inside means inside an organization or outside an organization, inside a country or from outside a country. So the information can be shared from anywhere by any type of people. Okay, say example, email, word processing, desktop publishing, web calendars. So these are these are some of the applications through which the informations are shared. Next, object oriented database. So you may know, you would have heard the word database. So database is nothing but collection of informations. Okay, and after the invention of object oriented programming, so they have developed object oriented database. So whereas in an ordinary database, we will store data in form of numbers and text. Okay, in object oriented database, we will store all the informations in the form of object. Okay, so object means object will have an attribute and a function. So attributes are the data which defines the traits of the object. So attribute will define about the object. So for student is an object. So student name, student register number, student age. Okay, so all these are the attributes of a student. So next one is object oriented simulation. So simulation means, so when we cannot test that particular area in a real time, okay, we make a copy of it. We make a copy of it and we do it. So for example, flight training. Okay, so those who want to train for a pilot, okay, so they will not allow you to sit in a flight and drive it at once. Okay, you will have a training program. So in the training program, you will have a theater like room. Okay, in that they will create all the effects, graphical effects like a cloud and the sky, and they will give the manual machines. Okay, how the flight will be, the engines, everything, how to start, how to turn it, and how to drive it. All those things they will teach you inside the room, and they will create a simulation. An imaginary, an illusion will be created as though you are driving the flight, okay, through a cloud. Okay, so that is called simulations. So that simulations can be done in agricultural resource management, weather forecasting, automobile constructions. Okay, so agriculture means according to each soil, so how much of manure can be put. Okay, so they may be studied. So they may take a sample of soil and they will add all the manure and they will watch it. Okay, so the soil will be tested now and then. Okay, and the nature of the soil will be tested, whether the plant is growing properly. All these things will be done as a prototype. So they may not go to the land straight and do all the experiment. They will do it separately. Okay, and the weather forecasting. Weather forecasting means, so if these things are happen, there will be a storm. Okay, and if this is a sign, then there will be a cyclone. Okay, so these are the weather forecasting. And the next one is automobile construction. So different types of automobiles are constructed. Okay, so and the models are changing every year. Okay, so the new models will be constructed and designed through a computer, and the new models will be, every new model will have different objects. Okay, so for an automobile maybe you take a car. So the car has a front portion and the back and engine. Okay, so the outer part, okay, the cover, and the front portion, front elevation, okay, and the lights, and what are the various parts of the car. So it can be divided. So the side door and the mirror, so everything is an object. Okay, so every object can be designed separately. For example, so in the previous version of the car, the light may be kept straight. So in the latest version of the car, the light may be kept in the maybe a little slanting or sideways. So according to that, they will change the design, and they will experiment every design. Okay, so before they could really release a product, before they will experiment the product with the new changes. Okay, so that is called automobile constructions. And the next one is SCAM, CAD and CAM. So the engineering students, they would have studied CAD and CAM. Okay, they may be having a scale like an instrument in their hand. Okay, so using that only they will measure, they will do all the measurement. So that is measurement. Okay, so this CAD and CAM, okay, used in engineering drawings. So in engineers, what they will draw, they will draw the plan. Okay, plan of a house or plan of any building. So they will draw it. So that drawing can be done through a computer. Okay, that software is called CAD and CAM. Okay, and CIM is computer integrated manufacturing. So in a computer integrated manufacturing, what we will do, for manufacturing, the manufacturing is done by the machine, okay, to produce any product. Okay, so that is called CIM. CAD and CAM stands for computer aided design and computer aided manufacturing. CAD and CAM software is used to design and manufacture prototypes, finished products and production runs. Okay, so these are the applications of the object oriented programming. Okay, do you understand? So we have seen in the first unit, okay, what is an object oriented programming, what is a procedure oriented programming, why they have developed object oriented programming, because the procedure oriented programming had some drawbacks. To overcome the drawbacks only, they have developed the object oriented programming. Okay, in procedure oriented programming, it was top down approach. In object oriented programming, it is bottom up approach. In procedure oriented programming, everything is a function, and in object oriented programming, everything is an object. And we have seen different characteristics of the object oriented programming. Okay, and the important concepts of object oriented programming we have seen, then benefits of the object oriented programming we have seen, and at last we have seen the applications of the object oriented programming. Okay, with this we are completing the first unit. Okay, first unit is very small unit. See, other units are little bigger. Okay, we will see, it will be interesting. So now we are going into the concepts of Java programming. So this is an introduction, object oriented programming. Okay, so Java is one of the object oriented programming. So since you have not studied any object oriented programming, because you have studied only C and Python. So before we could study the about the Java, we should know what is object oriented programming. So for that only, in the first unit itself, they have given you about the object oriented programming. So now we will go and see what is Java programming language. Okay. So Java programming language, it is module 2. Who developed Java? Okay. So Java is an object oriented programming language developed by James Gosling in the year 1990s. The team initiated this project to develop a language for digital devices such as set-top box, televisions, etc. So Java was initially developed for set-top box and televisions only. Okay, so James Gosling thought that he can use C++ language and he can extend the language, okay, to implement this concept. Okay, But there was a drawback, there was some problem because C++ occupies more memory. Okay, so the C++ was considered to be used in the project, but the idea was rejected for several reasons. For instance, C++ required more memory. So Gosling's endeavored to after and expand C++. However, before long surrendered that for making another stage called green. Okay, so what did he do? So beginningly, first he thought C++, through C++ he can complete this project, but after that he has found that there is some drawback, so he is going for some other project and he named the project as green. Okay, after that green talk. Okay, so initially that coding was with the extension of .gt. Okay, and later it came to know, it came with the name as oak, OAK. Okay, oak. So initially என்ன பண்ணாங்க, so first in 1990 James Gosling came with an idea, okay, we can develop some new language for set-top box and televisions. Then after that he thought using C++ he can do all these things. Then there was some drawbacks, so some difficulties in the C++ language, so he went for another new concept of writing program, so that he called as a green project. After that the green project was called green talk. Okay, and the coding was with the extension of .gt. Okay, then after that it was called oak. Oak is nothing but it is a coffee, it's a espresso coffee. Okay, so the name oak was used by Gosling after oak tree that remained outside his house. So first he named it as a green and green talk. Then after that, since he saw a oak tree, he had a oak tree in front of his house, so he named, okay, the project as a oak. Okay, why he kept the name as oak means, so oak is a it is a solitary name. That means, so in many countries they have used this as a symbol. So France, Germany, Romania, so all these countries is they have selected this particular oak tree as a national tree. Okay, so when you say oak, so all these countries will accept that. Okay, it will be accepted by many countries, so it is a common name in all these countries. Okay, so he kept the name as oak. Okay, but they had to, after that very late only they named it as a Java, and it was already it's a trademark by Oak Technology. Okay, so Java it was already a trademark by the Oak Technology. So Oak Technology it has a trademark of the trademark name as a Java. So Java, Goslings and his teams did a brainstorm session. ஸோ ஓக்குன்னு வச்சுட்டாங்க, அதுக்கப்புறம் ஜாவான்னு பேர் மாற்றணும். ஸோ வேறு வேறு நேம் வந்து இருக்கலாமா அப்படின்னு. ஸோ தே ஹவ் ஆஸ்ட் ஃபார் சம் சஜஷன்ஸ், ஜாவா, டிஎன்ஏ, சில்க்கு, ரூபி, எக்ஸெட்ரா. ஸோ தே கேம் வித் மெனி நேம்ஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ தே கேம் வித் மெனி நேம்ஸ். ஸோ ஜாவா வாஸ் த நேம் டிசைடட் ஆஃப்டர் மச் சம் டிஸ்கஷன். ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டு நிறைய நேம்ஸ்லாம் கொண்டு வந்தாங்க, அதில் வந்து ஜாவா தான் அவங்க செலக்ட் பண்ணாங்க. ஏன் அப்படின்னு சொன்னால், so the Java has the meaning of espresso bean. So it is one type of coffee. Okay, so James Gosling liked coffee, and while he was drinking coffee, he named this project as Java. Okay, so Java is another meaning is coffee, that is espresso bean. Okay, and Java was created on the principles like robust, portable, platform independent, high performance and multi-thread. Okay, about this each concept we will see in detail. So robust means it is friendly, it is easy to be integrated with other languages. Portable means it can be run on any type of machines. So platform independent means, so it does not depend on any platform, it has its own platform. High performance and multi-thread. So these are the important concepts of Java. So as we have studied important concepts of object-oriented programming, and these are the important concepts of Java. Okay, so currently Java is used in internet programming, mobile devices, games, e-business solutions, etc. Okay. So initially first Java is developed for set-top box and televisions only. Then in those days C++ was prominently in all the places. So they thought that this Java program was little advanced to all these devices. Okay. Then after that only they have developed Java for internet programming, mobile devices, game, everything. Okay. And in Java software, okay, so all the classes will be in a package, so that is called JDK, okay, Java Developer Kit. Okay, JDK 1.0 has various augmentations, that means collections of classes and packages to a standard library. So JDK 1.0 has various collections of classes and standard libraries. So in addition to the language changes, also considerably more sensational changes have been made to Java class library throughout the year. Okay. So now nowadays we are using different JDK. Okay. So initially it was 1.0, then after that we were using JDK 1.4, now 1.5, 1.7. So the versions are increased. Okay. So whenever the versions are increased, there are some more new classes are added, new libraries are introduced. Okay. So that only they are telling. So every time the change is made, new classes and new libraries are included in the JDK kit. In addition to the language changes, considerably more sensational changes have been made to the Java class library throughout the year, which was developed from the couple of hundred classes in JDK 1.0 to more than 3000 in J2 SE5. Okay. So initial JDK 1.0, it has a couple of hundred, that is 200 classes, whereas nowadays J2 SE5 it has some 3000 of classes. Okay. So that is the difference they are telling. So every time the version is increased, some more classes and some more libraries are included. Okay. So now do you understand? So who developed Java? James Gosling is developed Java in 1990, and initially he thought that he can develop the language using C++, and because of some drawbacks he could not continue it with the C++. So he started with the new language coding, and he called it as a Green, or after that Green Talk. So all the coding he has written using Green Talk as an extension of .gt. Okay. Then after that he named it as Java. So why he named it as a Java? So he had a after that he named it as a oak. So why he named it as a oak? He had a oak tree in front of his house, and that oak tree was common to most of the countries, and when you keep a name as oak, so that particular project may be liked by and accepted by so many countries. So he kept as a name oak. Then after that, that name was changed into Java. Okay, and that was an acceptable name in the oak technology. Okay, Java has another meaning of espresso beans, that is a type of coffee. Okay, so why he kept the project name as Java means, while he is drinking coffee, he got that idea of developing a new project. So because of that, he kept the name as Java. And Java has important concepts: robust, portable, platform independent, high performance and multi-thread. Okay. So you go through the slides and write the notes properly. I'll give the questions in the evening. Okay. Hope you understood. Thank you, girls.